Welcome, everyone. Get ready, because today we're going deep into the world of dinosaurs.
That's right. We're talking all about dinosaurs, their biology, their evolution, and of course, how they went extinct.
It's amazing to think these huge creatures actually walked the Earth. It just blows my mind.
It really is incredible, and there's so much to learn about them.
Well, let's dive right in. I guess my first question is, when we talk about dinosaurs, what are we actually talking about? What makes a dinosaur a dinosaur?
Well, people often use the term dinosaur pretty loosely, like for any big extinct reptile,
Right.
but it's actually a much more specific group. We're talking about the clade Dinosauria. They have a very distinct set of skeletal features.
So it's like a scientific classification.
Exactly, and a big part of that classification has to do with their hips.
So it's all in the hips?
In a way, yes. There are two main branches of dinosaurs. You've got the Saurischia, which means lizard-hipped,
Okay.
and then you've got the Ornithischia, meaning bird-hipped.
Lizard-hipped and bird-hipped.
Oh, got it. But here's the funny thing. Ready for this? Birds actually evolved from the lizard-hipped group.
Wait, what?
Really? I know, right? It's not what you'd expect.
No, not at all. It's like, whoa, hold on. My whole understanding of dinosaurs is being flipped on its head.
It definitely challenges those old assumptions we have.
It does. So, okay, we've got these two distinct branches. How did they end up ruling the planet?
Well, they didn't exactly start at the top, They first appeared way back in the Triassic period. We're talking like 230 million years ago.
Okay, so what was the scene back then?
Well, think of it like this. It was a pretty crowded stage. There were all these other powerful creatures around, like archosaurs and therapsids.
Yeah, it was like dinosaurs were just part of the ensemble cast at that point.
Exactly. They were sharing the world with these other big players, but then something happened.
Okay, what happened? Did the dinosaurs just like suddenly level up?
Not quite. It was more like the competition got wiped out, literally. We had not one but two massive extinction events during the Triassic.
Wow. Talk about bad timing for, well, everyone except the dinosaurs, I guess.
Right. So the first one happened around 215 million years ago, and it took out a bunch of those early archosaurs. Then, boom, the big one hit. The Triassic-Jurassic extinction event.
Okay, so this was like the dinosaurs' big break.
Pretty much. This one happened around 201 million years ago, and it cleared out most of the remaining competition.
So, just like that, the stage was set for the dinosaurs to take over.
You got it. They were left with way less competition, and they really took advantage of that. They were incredibly adaptable.
So how did they spread out across the globe?
Well, as the supercontinent Pangaea started breaking apart during the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods, dinosaurs had this amazing opportunity to spread out across all these newly formed land masses. And this is where things got really interesting, because different continents meant different environments, and those environments shaped the evolution of distinct dinosaur communities.
So different continents, different dinosaurs. Like evolution went wild with all that space to work with.
Exactly. It's just incredible to think about all the diversity that came out of that.
Okay, so let's talk about a classic dinosaur image.
Oh.
The giant. Were they all gigantic?
Ah, yes, the big question. Well, it's a bit of a misconception to think all dinosaurs were these massive behemoths. Some of them were absolutely. I mean, take Argentinosaurs, for example. These things could reach over 100 feet long and weigh as much as like a Boeing 737.
Wow, a Boeing 737. That's just insane.
It is, right. But many dinosaurs were actually a lot smaller. Some were even human-sized or even smaller.
Really? So not everything was bigger back then?
Not at all. It was a real mix. Just like with animals today, there were these huge sauropods like Argentinosaurus, but then you also had tiny little theropods, some no bigger than a chicken.
From jumbo jets to chickens. That's a pretty big size range. Okay, so what about their behavior? Were they all those lumbering loners we often see in movies?
Actually, there's a lot of evidence suggesting many dinosaurs were quite social. They lived and traveled in herds, a lot like some mammals do today.
So like dinosaur herds roaming the land? That's kind of cool.
It is, right. And we have evidence for this from things like mass dinosaur death sites and trackways. They show these patterns that really suggest herding behavior. There's even this one incredible site in Inner Mongolia where paleontologists found the fossilized remains of over 20 Sinornithomimus all huddled together. It's thought they were a social group that met a sudden, unfortunate end.
Wow, a dinosaur herd frozen in time. It's amazing how much we can learn from fossils.
Ah!
So we've got social dinosaurs, big and small. What about feathers? Did they have them?
Oh, this is where things get really fascinating. Yes, they did. And this discovery really revolutionized our understanding of dinosaurs. It all started with the discovery of feathered dinosaur fossils, especially from the Jehol biota in China. We now know that feathers weren't just a bird thing, they were a common dinosaur trait.
Wait a second. So all those classic images of dinosaurs as these scaly reptilian creatures,
Yeah.
they're wrong.
Well, not entirely, but it seems like feathers were likely an ancestral feature for dinosaurs. It's pretty mind-blowing to think about these massive creatures sporting a coat of feathers. It makes you wonder how much our image of dinosaurs is still influenced by those early depictions.
It's a good reminder to stay open-minded and always be ready to learn new things. What about their breathing? Do they breathe like birds too?
Yes. In 2005, there was this groundbreaking discovery. Scientists found strong evidence for air sacs in theropod dinosaurs. And these air sacs are very similar to the respiratory systems of modern birds. They're connected to the lungs and would have made their breathing incredibly efficient.
Makes sense. You need a good set of lungs if you're going to be that active and that big.
Exactly. And then there's this other amazing discovery. Remember those bird-hipped dinosaurs we talked about earlier?
Yep, the ornithischia.
Well, in 2023, scientists were studying a fossilized ankylosaur called Penicosaurus, and they found something truly remarkable, a fossilized larynx.
Hold on, a voice box. Are you saying some dinosaurs could actually vocalize?
It certainly seems that way. The structure of the larynx, with its movable joints and long cartilages, suggests they could have made bird-like vocalizations.
Wow. I mean, I knew we were learning a lot about dinosaurs, but this is just crazy. It's like a whole new dimension is opening up.
It really is, and it just shows how much there's still left to discover.
Okay, my brain is officially overloaded, but in the good way. So let's take a break and then come back and talk about the end of the dinosaurs. How did they go extinct?
Sounds good. I can't wait to dive into that. So are you ready to dive back into the world of dinosaurs?
I am. My head is still spinning from all that new information. It's like my whole childhood understanding of dinosaurs is being rewritten.
It's amazing how much we're still learning about them, isn't it?
It really is. So where do we go from here? What else is there to uncover?
Well, we've talked about the two main branches of dinosaurs, the Saurischia and the Ornithischia. But within those branches, there are so many fascinating subgroups, each one with its own unique story to tell.
Okay, so it's like we've looked at the whole dinosaur family tree, but now we're going to zoom in on specific branches.
Exactly. So let's start with the Saurischia. This group includes some real heavy hitters, like the theropods. You know, the ones with the big teeth and claws.
Oh yeah, the ones that give us nightmares, like Tyrannosaurus rex and velociraptors.
Those are the ones, they're often the stars of the show when we think about dinosaurs. But remember, not all theropods were these giant meat eaters.
Really? There were other kinds of theropods.
Oh, yeah. There was a huge variety. Some were small and agile, and some even evolved into herbivores or omnivores.
Wait, herbivore theropods? So like vegetarian cousins of T-Rex.
You could say that.
Wow.
One example is Therizinosaurus. It had these massive claws, but instead of using them for hunting, it probably used them to pull down branches and eat plants.
Wow, that's amazing. So the theropods, they weren't just the big scary predators. There was a whole range of them.
Absolutely. They were a super diverse group. Now, what about the other branch of the Saurischia, the sauropodomorphs?
Okay, those are the ones with the super long necks, right?
You got it. Think Brachiosaurus, Apatosaurus, Diplodocus. These were the real giants, the largest land animals to ever walk the earth.
Yeah, the ones that make giraffes look tiny. How did they even hold those necks up?
It's still a bit of a mystery, but we think those long necks help them reach high into the trees for food. They were like living, breathing cranes.
So the sauropodomorphs, those were the gentle giants of the dinosaur world.
Yeah.
Just munching on leaves all day long.
Pretty much. They were the dominant herbivores in many ecosystems for millions of years. Now let's switch gears and talk about the other main branch, the Ornithischia, the bird-hipped dinosaurs.
Okay, so those are the ones that birds actually evolved from, right?
No, that's the funny thing, remember. Birds actually evolved from the lizard-hipped group.
Oh, that's right. It still trips me up sometimes.
It's a real head-scratcher. But anyway, the Ornithischia were a fascinating bunch. This group includes the armored ankylosaurs, the plated stegosaurs, the horned ceratopsians, and the duck-billed hadrosaurs.
Wow, so it's like all the other cool-looking dinosaurs are in this group.
Exactly. They had some seriously impressive features, and those features weren't just for show. They helped them survive. The ankylosaurs, for example, were covered in bony plates and spikes, and some even had clubbed tails.
Talk about a built-in defense system.
Yeah.
And what about the ceratopsians? They had those crazy horns, right?
Yeah, like the famous Triceratops. Those horns and frills were probably used for defense, but also maybe for display and attracting mates.
It's amazing to think about how these dinosaurs use their unique features to thrive in different environments.
It is, isn't it? It's a perfect example of natural selection at work. Now, here's a question for you. We've talked about their bones, their feathers, their breathing systems, but what about their color? Were they all just boring shades of gray and brown?
That's a good question. I've always wondered about that. I mean, you see these amazing reconstructions of dinosaurs in museums and documentaries, but how do we know what colors they really were?
Well, for a long time, we could only guess. We'd look at their environments and compare them to modern reptiles. But in recent years, there's been a breakthrough.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It turns out that fossilized feathers can sometimes preserve these tiny structures called melanosomes. And these melanosomes contain melanin, the pigment that gives color to our skin, hair, and feathers.
So, by studying these melanosomes, scientists can figure out what colors dinosaurs were.
Exactly. It's like having a time machine for color. For example, we now know that Sinosauropteryx, a small theropod from China, had reddish-brown feathers and a striped tail.
Whoa, that's amazing. It's like we're not just looking at skeletons anymore. We're seeing these dinosaurs come to life in full color.
It's a game changer. We can start to imagine these ancient ecosystems and all their vibrancy. It's not just bones and rocks anymore. It's a world full of color and life.
So what other color secrets have we uncovered? Any other dinosaurs with really cool patterns?
Well, there's another fascinating discovery involving Psittacosaurus, a small plant-eating dinosaur from China. It's the one with those weird bristle-like structures on its tail.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. It looked like a porcupine had a baby with a lizard.
Well, scientists analyzed its fossilized skin and found something amazing. Psittacosaurus was countershaded.
Countershaded, what does that mean?
It means it had a darker back and a lighter belly, like a lot of animals today. It's a type of camouflage that helps them blend into their surroundings.
So like a deer or a rabbit.
Exactly. And this is the first evidence of countershading in a dinosaur, which suggests this camouflage technique evolved much earlier than we thought.
So we're starting to understand how dinosaurs used color for camouflage, and maybe even for display and communication.
Exactly. And this is just the beginning. Scientists are developing new techniques all the time to identify other pigments besides melanin. Who knows what we'll find next? Maybe we'll discover dinosaurs with iridescent feathers or patterns as bright as a peacock.
That would be amazing. Okay, so we've learned about their bones, their feathers, their breathing systems, and even their colors. But there's one big question we haven't answered yet. What about their legacy? We know they went extinct, but their story doesn't end there, right?
You're right. Remember how we talked about birds evolving from dinosaurs?
Yeah, it blew my mind.
Well, here's the incredible part. When the non-avian dinosaurs went extinct 66 million years ago, one group of feathered dinosaurs survived. The birds.
So you're saying that birds are living dinosaurs? That's insane.
It really is. They're the direct descendants of those feathered theropods we've been talking about. It's amazing to think that creatures so closely related to Tyrannosaurus rex could evolve into the incredible diversity of birds we see today.
It's like a tiny spark of the dinosaur flame is still burning bright millions of years later. And it's not just burning, it's thriving. Birds are everywhere.
Absolutely. After the extinction event, birds had a whole world of opportunity. They diversified rapidly, filling all those ecological niches that were suddenly empty. And they evolved into this amazing array of forms, from soaring eagles to tiny hummingbirds, from flightless ostriches to penguins that swim in icy waters.
It's like a real-life success story. They went from living in the shadow of giants to becoming one of the most successful groups of vertebrates on the planet.
And they're still evolving today. Who knows what amazing adaptations they'll develop millions of years from now?
It really makes you wonder, what if that asteroid had missed? What if the dinosaurs had never gone extinct? What would our world be like today?
Now that's a question that really sparks the imagination. Would mammals have still risen to dominance? Would humans even exist? Or would we be sharing the planet with a whole different cast of dinosaur characters?
It's mind-boggling to think about. Imagine, instead of pigeons in the park, we might have tiny feathered dinosaurs. And who knows what the big guys would have evolved into.
It's a fun thought experiment. It just goes to show how powerful chance events can be in shaping the course of evolution.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey. From the emergence of the first dinosaurs to their sudden disappearance, and then this amazing twist with birds as their living descendants, it's been a real eye-opener.
It's been my pleasure exploring the world of dinosaurs with you.
And with you, our listeners. We hope you've enjoyed this trip back in time as much as we have. It's a good reminder that even creatures as powerful as the dinosaurs can vanish. But life finds a way to persist and evolve in the most incredible ways. So until next time, keep your eyes on the skies, your ears tuned for the songs of birds, and your minds open to the endless wonders of the natural world.
Wow, so we really do have dinosaurs still living among us. It's amazing.
It is, isn't it? And they're not just surviving, they're thriving.
That's right. They're everywhere. So, I mean, what happened after that extinction event? How did birds become so successful?
Well, with all those dinosaurs gone, there was suddenly a lot of space, ecologically speaking. And birds, they were ready to fill those gaps. They diversified incredibly quickly, evolving into all sorts of different forms.
Like how different? Give me some examples.
Well, you've got your soaring eagles, right? And then on the totally opposite end of the spectrum, you've got tiny little hummingbirds, you've got flightless ostriches, and penguins that are perfectly adapted for swimming in icy waters.
It's like they took over the skies, the land, and even the water.
Exactly. They really adapted to every kind of environment. And the amazing thing is, they're still evolving today.
So who knows what birds will look like millions of years from now? I mean, it really makes you wonder, what if that asteroid had missed?
The big what if. It's fascinating to think about.
I know, right? What if the dinosaurs had never gone extinct? What would our world look like today?
Well, for starters, mammals might not have risen to dominance like they did. And who knows? Humans might not even exist.
It's like we owe our very existence to that asteroid impact.
In a way, yes. It's a pretty humbling thought.
It is. So instead of us, maybe there would be intelligent dinosaurs walking around.
Now that's an image. Can you imagine?
It's crazy to think about. But it just goes to show how unpredictable evolution can be and how much chance plays a role.
Absolutely. A single event can completely change the course of life on Earth.
This whole deep dive has been incredible. It's like I've learned more about dinosaurs in the past hour than I have in my entire life.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's been a real pleasure sharing my passion for dinosaurs with you.
And with you, our listeners. We hope you've learned something new today. And maybe, just maybe, you'll look at birds a little differently now. Because remember, they're not just birds, they're living dinosaurs. So next time you see a bird, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey that led to its existence. A journey that spans millions of years, from the age of giants to the world we know today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the amazing world of dinosaurs.